There's the king of cookies right there, Cookie Monster. C is for cookie. Hey, what is the king of cookies? Or the queen of cookies? What is the best cookie out there? We have a text line. You can send me your notes all day long. I love when you send me a text to 514-800. Do let me know what your favorite cookie is. To be honest, let me be honest with you. I'm always honest with you. To be very honest, it's not, to me, there's no debate. The best cookie of all time, the GOAT of cookies, is the Oreo cookie. Just the whole experience of an Oreo, huh? You know, man, some of you are going to buy Oreo cookies today. And I apologize. Maybe we should be getting some cash out of this deal. The Oreo cookie, you get that, you open up that package, you got those 2 wafers, and you got that cream filling, and you twist it, and you lick it, and then you dip it in the milk, and then you eat the cookie. Man, that's an experience. I guess it's part of the reason why we love the Oreo cookie. But if you've ever wondered why, when you twist the Oreo, the cream only sticks to one side. Did you ever wonder that? Why? It's never a 50-50 split decision. It's always to one side. If you ever wondered why that is, you're in luck. Our next guest is part of a team at MIT trying to get to the bottom of this incredibly important question. Max Fan is with us, an undergraduate at MIT's Department of Mechanical Engineering. Max, welcome to the show.
Hi.
What is the greatest cookie of all time? What's the go-to cookies, Max?
Well, it sounds like it's the Oreo, I gotta say. And to be honest, it really is, I think, my favorite cookie.
It's a great cookie, but it leads me to this question. Max, it's a one-word question on this subject. Why, Max? Why did you look into this?
Well, I'll be honest, too. So this really started last summer. It actually kind of started on a whim. My supervisor was using this instrument called a rheometer, which is used to measure fluid properties such as viscosity or study non-Newtonian fluids. And she realized that the way it works is you take, you take a fluid, you put it between a rigid surface and a rotating disc. And she realized that the rheometer worked kind of similar to an Oreo in the sense that you have like a bottom and a top part that are rigid and then a fluid in the middle. So she decided to start playing with Oreos, and I decided to tag along. So really, it was just an experiment of curiosity.
And it's also a part of the human condition, right? Because I think when we've taken apart the Oreo, you do the twist, right? And you do the twist, and you got one side with all the cream, and then you have that poor other side that's just the cookie. And you kind of wish that you would kind of get cream on both sides, so you could savor the moment a little longer there. So tell me about the process of trying to solve that mystery.
Yeah, so we tried out all sorts of different methods. So we tried to twist it at different rates. We tried to apply some force axially when we did it. Turns out there was really no way to split a fresh Oreo cookie evenly. We did find near the end that if you heat up the Oreo or let it become stale or otherwise expose it to adverse conditions, you are able to split the Oreo evenly sometimes, but even then it's not that consistent. So really, if you take an ordinary box of Oreos, there's no special trick. It's actually going to split. It's going to split so that all the cream's on one side.
Max, we're with Max Fan, an undergraduate in MIT's Department of Mechanical Engineering, part of the team that looked into why the cream in the middle of an Oreo sticks to just one wafer when twisted apart. Now, Max, when you're in the pursuit of science and truth, you got to just make sure that you're using the right science, that you've got the right equipment here. So I have it on a good authority that you designed an Oreo meter. Tell us about this device.
Yeah, that is correct. So the rheometer that my supervisor and I were using is, I think, several $100,000. So it's really not accessible to, your average Joe. So near the end, my supervisor asked if I could design maybe like a low-cost version of the rheometer. So I decided to go with 3D printing because it allows me to create super custom geometries for pretty cheap. And nowadays, a lot of people have access to 3D printers. The surprising thing was that we found it works with a similar level of accuracy as the rheometer, at least for this data. So, yeah, the files are actually online. So if you really want to 3D print your own handheld rheometer, you could do that.
And Max, did you reach out to the Oreo people Like how many Oreos did you have to buy? How many Oreos did you eat in the process?
Oh, yeah. So many Oreos were harmed in the making of this study, unfortunately. I believe we went through something like 20 boxes of Oreos, and I was just in the lab. Like, back at home, I was also playing with some boxes of Oreos, so that was, a few more boxes. But, yeah, a lot of Oreos were definitely harmed in the making of this. I don't even know how many Oreos I ate. To be honest, I got kind of sick of it because it was kind of sugary. Probably ate maybe like one box's worth at most because there were just so many of them.
Yeah, it's such too much of a good thing is not a good thing, right? If you eat too many of those. Hey, Max, is there any, can you extrapolate from your work on the Oreo cookie to other parts of the food world? What else did you discover?
Well, I guess another interesting thing we discovered was that the Oreos, the cream would split. The cream would tend to stick to the wafer that is on one side of the box. So if you open up a box of Oreos, if you look at the wafers on the left compared to wafers on the right, the cream would tend to stick to either the left or the right side consistently throughout the box. So we think we think the manufacturing process might be involved in this. That might be why the cream tends to stick to one side, not the other. Because I think I watched the video. I believe the cream is placed on one of the wafers, and then the second wafer is placed on top of that. So I think the wafer that touches the cream first tends to stick to it stronger. So I thought that was a really interesting process.
And Max,
manufacturing.
Have you touched base with the people at Oreo? Have you spoken to Oreo?
We have not, but they have commented on our work, just commemorating how much science we did here and how much effort we took to try to understand the Oreos. But we believe that, it would be nice to contact them in the future to see if we can get a better glimpse into how they make the Oreos and why it behaves the way it does.
Max, before I let you go, I want to know a little bit more about you and your life at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. What do you hope to do with your degree that you get from MIT?
Well, I haven't graduated yet because I'm a junior, so I don't know exactly what I'm going to do 2 years from now. But for the most part, I have to say, I feel like we're surprisingly normal people. I don't think in terms of what we do after college is that different. A lot of us go into research, a lot of us go into industry. We're not aliens or something like that. I think it's actually pretty normal.
Max, thanks very much for joining us. I really do appreciate it, and our listeners are getting knowledge and a chuckle out of this segment. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
That is Max Fan, undergraduate in MIT's Department of Mechanical Engineering, and now you know. On the text line, by the way, the best cookies are chocolate chip cookies that I made from scratch. That is from Bev. Felix at Norton Cookies. Oh, buddy. So let me just tell you something. In my freezer, there are Felix and Norton cookies that I can just pop in the oven and eat at any time. They're fantastic. But that experience of twisting off the Oreo, something very unique. Felix and Norton, Girl Guide cookies, Elias. Ajay wrote me, I think that's Ajay Pangarkar who writes to me, I prefer the cookie over the cream filling. I tend to be a contrarian. You know what I'll say? You need both. The Oreo is nothing without both of its parts. And Nick writes in with the extra chunky Chips Ahoy. Thank you for those text messages.